Welcome, soul family, to today's source-led channel card read and teaching for the collective. I have already asked Source to channel through me to deliver messages for the collective who are intuitively aligned, energetically aligned, and we are just going to quickly cleanse the space, the cards, the crystals. We're having a bit of an amethyst fest today. And I'm going to also do the cards that are on camera as well. So you're going to hear 3 loud twangs from the tinctures. Is lovely. Okay, let's go. So straight in with the Crystal Medicine Oracle cards. I've done a little pre-shuffle just on these ones, so we'll have to shuffle the others. If anybody doesn't want to watch me do the shuffling, you can just navigate to the timestamps, which are in the will be in the description box. Challenge. Number 5. So 5's like halfway and releasing what we're moving away from. Carrying on from the other day, if you think about the way that I explained the north and south nodes, that we are kind of like guided towards the north node, away from the south node. That's what 5 kind of represents for me with numerology. We're coming away from what it is that we are trying to leave behind. We are midpoint, heading towards where it is we need to be. What is the challenge for you? I'm overcoming a huge challenge at the moment. I would say I was a little bit further on than the 5, I have to say. I do feel that I'm probably right at the end of this soul lesson, but certainly I'm, as part of the collective, I'm going through the challenge as well. So do let me know. My thoughts and blessings are with you, sending healing to you for whatever it is that you're going through. But do please remember that your soul chose this so you can evolve and grow. Okay, the next card out is moving forward. Absolutely. So when we are challenged, we are here to learn the lessons which will help us to ascend, evolve, grow, and we are moving forward. And I still feel, whenever I see this card, the arrow, it's like we're being put, like the bow is being pulled back, and we're just about to be pinged forward to where it is that we're supposed to be. So I do feel, I've been saying this to you the last couple of readings, that I really feel that we're on the cusp of something, that the energy is so rapid now. We are quickly changing, circumstances are changing, things are kind of doing literally a 180, whereby we kind of had this belief system and this practice in place of how we were, what we were all about, and now we're literally being moved forward at such a rapid rate that we are evolving very, very quickly. That's not to say that you're no longer knowing who you are, remembering part of the ascension grounding is that we literally know ourselves, know thyself, and that is coming up recently. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you stand for, represent, have boundaries with? I was just drawn, a fly's just come in to the room, and I was drawn to share with you about a reading from an intuitive that I follow. I'll link her below. She's really, really lovely, in America somewhere, and she says that flies are monitoring spirits. So when kind of the darker energies aren't wanting you to get the messages out, they just come and have a little bob at what you're doing and try to kind of like distract you. It's actually just gone now, but I was meant to explain that for somebody who is also under the watchful eye. Okay, next card out is Crystal Blessings. So yeah, blessings from your ancestors. What does that say? Grandmother Crystal Diva. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. And that's an 8, and that is all about abundance. Putting the 8 on its side, that's the infinity symbol, which is just never ending, isn't it? It's completion. Total abundance coming in for us because we've took on the challenges, because we've ascended, because we've taken this lightning strike, which has made us do like a 180. We are then being propelled forward to where we're supposed to be, with the blessings of our ancestors. Love the jewel on a third eye there, and with the abundance that's coming in. Beautiful. Just set your intentions. Basically, Spirit's saying, what do you want? I had this the other day, and so I am so resolute in knowing what I want. I'm totally leaving the actual schematics of it all up to the universe, kind of the placement of where. But yeah, I actually said this aloud the other day. I was in the car. I think I was driving home from the stables, and I just literally switched off the reading and was like, okay, this is what I'm after. This is what I need. And just said so matter-of-factly, there was no begging, there was no pleading, there was no, oh, if you think I'm worth it. It was like, right, universe, this is what I'm after. And just leave the finer points to them. So for example, if you're wanting to move house, yes, you can state, I would like this, 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 and this, but I wouldn't necessarily, it's up to you, of course, use your discernment, but I wouldn't necessarily say, has to be this house here in this time. So we, you know, remember, we can't force, we can't cajole, we can't trick the universe into providing us with something that we need sooner than we are ready to receive it. Okay, so I'm going to go now with Herbal Astrology Oracle. Let's just talk about this little crystal corner going on here. I normally only do 3, I know, but I was just so drawn today to gather all the amethysts together. And of course the amethyst is for upper chakras, primarily crown chakra, third eye chakra. Oh, flipping heck, they're all flying everywhere. When, I don't know if anybody else, you see, it all depends on exactly where you are on your journey. So if I'm talking about this and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain it very simply for you. All these cards are falling on the floor. And apologies to anybody who does know what I'm going to say. If you could just stick with us so that we can all learn and grow together as the collective that we are. So in the middle, if you close your physical eyes, okay, when you close your physical eyes, does anybody see colour? We have a third eye, and if you feel, you can feel right now. So if you feel right in the middle, I'm doing it too. If you feel right in the middle of your physical eyes, between your eyebrows, above the bridge of your nose and below your brow, you will feel an indentation. And that is your third eye chakra. Okay, that's where we see, that's where we receive messages, that's where we receive signs and symbols. Some people have full-on, like, photographs are placed in their third eye. I've never had an actual image. I see, what do I see? I only ever see purple, so I only ever see like deep purple. Very recently that has become so bright and so big in my third eye, it's actually a little bit overwhelming. I can't take it all in, I can't see it all. It's that bright and big and strong. Some people see other colours, that's absolutely perfectly fine. You might see a mixture of colours, but let me know in the comments what colour it is that you see. But I have only ever seen purple. My Reiki master used to say to me, well, you're just cutting yourself off from the other colours, but that is the only colour that I have ever seen, and I would love to see the others, but I'm quite happy that I've got the source connection there, the soul connection with spirit, with the purple. Okay. Does anybody know that amethyst is really good for headaches? If you've got a headache or a migraine, just hold some in your hand, go and have a little lie down, and your headache will go. Right, we have got Mandrake, Sensuality. Now, just before, this is a very long-winded story, but just before I was guided to research some cards that I found that I actually made. Look at these, very rudimentary. I made these when I was doing my Reiki Master attunement. And I was asked as part of the exercise to just create my own little deck of cards, which are very rudimentary, but you know what, they're really cute. And then I also, because I've been clearing out my drawers today, not my drawers personally, the drawers, because I'm trying to, you know, make sure that all the energy is not stagnant, and I'm saging, and so I also found, where is it? This symbol, which is a Reiki Master symbol, Diakomio. And doesn't that look like the womb? It just struck me. As soon as I saw it in the drawer, I was like, wow. And I was never drawn to this Reiki symbol, this master symbol, when I was doing my master's attunement. I actually use Zonar and Chakra all the time. That's Chakra. And Zonar is depicted as a Z with 3 8s woven into it. But the Diakomio, so I was researching that just earlier today, and it's all about the divine feminine kind of coming online, hence the womb. And so where was I going with sensuality? Yes. And so I read a little passage about kind of the accessing with the Diakomio, accessing like the yoni sensuality within us. So the I'm sure that's how you say it, yoni, or was it noni? Yoni, I'm sure it was noni. Yoni. Somebody leave me a comment if I'm incorrect, or correct me, or confirm that I'm right even. But I'm sure it was yoni or yoni, and it's all about our sensuality and accepting and embracing that as a woman. Now, sorry for any men that are listening. This is yes, a little bit biased, just for a moment, but yeah, just embracing the sensuality within ourselves, because the card as well, so there's no male or female in spirituality. Okay, there's no so we see like masculine images, it can also represent the masculine side of the feminine, and vice versa, but this for me is now wholly representing what I was shown earlier today about embracing your body. And I find it so difficult in this day and age where, and I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, you know, I am part of a domestic abuse experts through experience group with my local council. Yes, because I have been a victim and now I am a survivor, and I'm actually writing my 3rd book about this subject and overcoming it. I help a lot of domestic abuse. Usually they are women, but I have had male clients also who have been party to domestic abuse. And I'm getting off track here. Where am I going? So given that, and I also help with delivering trauma training to frontline staff like NHS workers and social workers and people like that. And so given that, and what I'm kind of called to do with other people, not just me, that's not all about me, but given that I'm doing that, and then when you switch on social media, this is the point I was trying to make with the sensuality, with the about the embracing how you are, literally how you are. Sorry, I just caught my print of them. Then you switch on social media, TikTok especially, which I've come off all social media now. My pages are still there, just directing everybody to my website, but I cannot engage with that anymore. You switch on like TikTok and you've got women, scantily clad women, dancing for likes, and I'm like, oh my god, here I am with many others trying to bring forward equality and awareness of the sexualization of women, and then we've got the reality of social media and what it does. And so my point I wanted to make was, we have been led through media, and especially social media, that women have to look a certain way. And if you go back in time, no, not so far back, you think about the likes of Marilyn Monroe and Greta Garbo, you know, they were sirens. They were absolutely beautiful, curvaceous women. There was nobody stick thin. There was nobody full of plastic. There was nobody with, you know, brow lifts, butt lifts, you know, all sorts of whatever it is that goes on these days. They were just beautiful. And I want you to be able to embrace your body, even though you may not look anything like the way society today is projecting women should look like. But in whose opinion? It's really important that this message hits home. Embrace how you are as Source made you. You were meant to look the way you look, else you would have looked another way. And that body is unique to you. Now, it's not often you'll hear me talk about the physical self, because I'm all about the soul work on this channel. But we still have to honour the vessel that carries the soul around the earth plane. And it's really important that you check in with yourself. And I know it might be difficult for you to stand in front of a full-length mirror and embrace your body, the one you've been given, the one that carries you around. And I want you to start to love it. It's beautiful. It's unique. Look after yourself. Care for yourself. Care for your skin. Care for your hair. You don't have to plaster yourself in makeup, but look after yourself. Love what you've been given. And please, please don't think that you are less than because we might not look like what is portrayed on social media. Here endeth that lesson. Okay, Arnica 33, that's a master number as well. I haven't really been going through ever the numbers. We'll leave that for today, but that is a master number. Actually, I think that 33, it is the master teacher, and the message is teacher. And so by embracing all these cards that have come before, all these situations where we've had a huge challenge, but we are moving forward, and because of that we are getting blessed by the ancestors and spirit and the universe, and we can just basically ask for what we want. We can also use those experiences, like I just explained to you, that I've been a domestic abuse victim, and now I am, because I'm healed from that, I am now able to hopefully help other people see that there will be a way through for them, because it's possible, because I've done it, you know. I'm not the only person, but in my experience, it is all about me in this instance. So teach what it is that you've been through, what you've alchemized, what you've learned. Okay, then we've got Rishi. I've no idea what that is. Rishi, anybody help me out there? Retreat. Help me out here, Spirit. What is this? I'm gonna, I can't even Google that because my laptop's not with me. I don't know if that's the actual, the mushroom. It must be the mushroom. Because look, the mushrooms are growing off the trees and they depict him being magicified. Is that even a word? It's okay to retreat. You know, again, social media depicts that we have to have like thousands of friends and thousands of likes on our stories and our posts, and you know, if we don't have that, then we're kind of made to feel that we are less than, and that's just not the case. And sometimes we have to retreat from that way of thinking, because it's not wholly true, is it? You know, it doesn't make you any less than because you don't have 100 likes on your posts. It makes you discerning because you have a smaller circle of friends who you know that have got your back. And it's okay to retreat away from this normalization of the way that we depict everything these days. It's okay to trust your instincts. And I already mentioned before, you know thyself. If something isn't for you and it doesn't feel right, don't go along with it just because that's what society expects. It's okay to retreat into yourself. You don't need external validation. Validate yourself. Know yourself. Know what is right for you. Check into the solar plexus area. In your gut, your gut instinct, you know, that's your higher self. Retreat from things that don't align. Next card out, Mr. Leo. Protection. You've got your little angels. I want to say seraphim. You've got your little angels there. Strength. Protection from your team. Because you are now officially, properly, well into your journey. And you know that you are being protected. Since you've started listening to these teachings, and you know, obviously there's probably others that you listen to, and that's absolutely brilliant. Since you started listening to my teachings, has anybody been more aware of speaking to your spirit team, asking your spirit team, getting things from your spirit team because you asked? Does anybody feel more protected? Does anybody feel that they're not as alone as they used to feel until they understood that there was more than we've been taught? Let me know. Let me know. With that, we will go to Kyle Gray's Angel Guide Oracles. Now, I will read from the book for this one because they are very specific. Whoop. What do we got? All on the floor today. Vulnerability and freedom. I'm loving the freedom. QISTU. V over here somewhere. Okay. So we've got angels are with you now to boost your confidence because they can see how harsh some of the experiences you have endured have been. They want you to know that vulnerability gives you the chance to find a strength that will give you freedom. To move into that freedom, your angel guide is encouraging you to take some time today to connect with the parts of yourself that you love and admire. Know that your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift. Has anybody else experienced that when you were growing up? I used to get told all the time, oh, you're too sensitive. Well, actually, no, that's my superpower. That's my superpower, is that I am sensitive to everything that's going on around me, to energy, to what's not being said, to the intonations that people don't say but they actually mean. You know, it's a superpower, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So where were we? You are in an emotionally connected soul, and although recent waves of emotion may have overwhelmed you, so that's the challenge, isn't it? That's the lightning strike, something that we were going through there. Those emotions are great reminders of how much you care about living truthfully and in a positive way. So take some time now to value the traits and quirks that make you the unique person that you are. Wow, that's what I was saying before, you know. Nobody looks like you. Nobody has a soul like you. Nobody can do the things that you can do the way that you do them. Nobody speaks like you. Nobody has the voice like you. You are unique, and embrace that as part of who you are. So where were we? Take some time now to value the traits and quirks that make you the unique person that you are. That will allow the world to value them too. Absolutely. When we know who we are, when we love ourselves, that energy is then returned to us. It's reciprocated by the people around us. If you know who you are and you are confident in that, then that is going to bounce off you and attract the people who feel it. Right, let's go to Denise Lynn's Sacred Forest. I do love my little fae. My little fae, my little pixies, the elementals. Does anybody else love the woods? I haven't been for ages. There's a woodland near me, 450-year-old oaks. Oh my goodness me. They are so beautiful. And I love the scent of the earth and the mud. I actually stand barefoot in the mud on the earth there. Right, I've got a whole host of cards here on the floor, but we're not going to take any of them because look, there's way too many. So can we go again there, please, Spirit? Oh, what is going on? My Lord, they are literally jumping out of my hands today. And again, we're not going to take them because look, too many. But look, joy. And you know, when I was talking about these cards before that I found in the drawer, where is joy? This one was on the top. One of the alignment emotions is joy. Joy. Remember that not everything has to be so serious. We're here for fun, we're here for love, we're here for joy, and we get bogged down in the human experience of responsibility and bills. What makes you happy? Go do it. I'm going to go to the woods later. I'm going to go to Arthur, and then I'm going to go to the woods and have a very late evening walk. That makes me happy. That's my joy. What's anybody else going to do? Oh, yeah. See? Spirit validating. Playfulness. Remember, we are children inside. We have an inner child. And connect with it, you know? Connect with what makes you happy. Bring the playfulness back in. Bring the joy in. Just do something because it makes you happy. Don't care about what anybody thinks. there's a reader that I listen to, an intuitive called is Minnow Pond. He's really funny, very comical, and dead straight talking, and he always says things like, I don't know, you know, whatever makes you happy, go and be a worm farmer. You know, yeah, if that makes you happy, go do it. Go do whatever makes you happy. So I'm not going to take this one, but because it did just jump out at me, Truths Unveiled. And this is the Isis Oracle. Truths Unveiled. Somebody's going to be telling you something that they kept from you. It's not necessarily negative. Maybe they just didn't feel they could approach you at the time. Watch out for that. It's not negative. Okay, what else would you like to say? Thank you. Oh, the Merkaba. This is coming out for me. This is coming up for me a lot. The Merkaba. I haven't got... I really need to not do a reading without my laptop, because I can't remember exactly what the representation of it is, but I believe that it's to do with, from what I've been hearing the last few days, to do with, like, well, obviously it's the sacred can't say that word, sacred geometry, but it also apparently is helpful for, like, astral travel, if anybody knows what that is. It's where your physical self stays asleep at night time in bed, and your soul, because it's there kind of like drumming its fingers waiting for the physical to sleep and rest, goes off on its travels, and that's what we call dreaming, but it's actually astral travel. And the Merkaba, apparently, again, I could be wrong, always learning, but it has just come up for me the last few days, and so I did kind of take note. Spiritual work of the higher initiate, yeah. I've got a Merkaba in the shop. Maybe I'll have a little sleep with that tonight and see what happens. Can you all see my little blister? Well, it's not so little, is it? That was very sore. Sorry, it's not very aesthetically pleasing. Right, and now I am going to go to my all-time fave, my Spirit Animal Oracle. I just saw the crow. I have very strange encounters with crows and magpies. Outside my, in fact, I can just see a magpie now. Outside my window, where I did the reading, there's like a bit of, there's a railing, and then there's some trees, and there's a footpath. It used to be an old golf course where I live, so it's quite like there's quite a lot of wilderness, and the magpies just line up. 7 I had one day. I opened my curtains in the morning, and there they all were, perched on this railing, just looking at me. Spooky. But they're supposed to be messengers, aren't they? Eagle spirit again is coming out again. Eagles fly alone. So remember, I was saying to you about having your circle small. It's okay. You only need to surround yourself with people, not that are necessarily on this journey, because not everybody is, and we would be lonely if we didn't have anybody who, for a friend who, what am I trying to say? If we only had friends who were on this journey, it would be very lonely indeed, because we're quite few and far between, aren't we? You know, we're very sparse, spread across the world. So I'm not saying that you can only be friends with people who are on this journey. I'm not telling you who you can be friends with at all. Use your discernment. But eagles fly alone, okay? It's okay to... Eagles fly alone, pigeons flock together. That's the saying. It's okay to not have hundreds of friends, always going out socialising. Are they true? I mean, that's great if they are, you know. Just surround yourself with people who've got your back. What's the saying? I've got it on my Facebook, I think. Surround yourself with people who have your back in rooms you're not even in. Spirit has your back. That's the message. Always. Your spirit team are always around you. Spirit wants you to be joyful, playful, to have everything that you need, but you do have to go through these lessons because your soul chose them. Next card out was overcome any obstacles. So we've got loads of 5s going on here, haven't we? Overcome any obstacles. Yeah, I mean, with your team behind you, why not? And you know, as you ascend and you grow and you kind of like get into this detached, higher perspective state, whatever comes at you, anything that's upsetting, anything that usually would kind of like make you like bulk at it or, you know, react in a not great way, it doesn't bother you anymore because you see what it's all about. You see them from the higher perspective and you can overcome any obstacle. So whatever it is you're going through, again, you have my blessings, sending Reiki healing to you, but you can overcome it. This too shall pass. It's nothing. It's nothing. Ah, Swan Spirit. From the gosling to the swan. It's like the butterfly spirit card, this for me. Where you've gone through these challenges. You know, you've really been through it. You have been through it. You know, to show the lightning strike there, that's something that was shocking to you. Something not gradual, you know, it was a real shock. And you've now, because you've alchemized and you've retreated and you've gone into hermit mode and you've done the work and you're doing the work and you're working on yourself and you're ascending and you're raising your vibration in all aspects of your life. Not just ones where you can be seen. So when I first started out on this journey, you know, I don't like to use that word often, but you know, the journey, I listened a lot to Joyce Myers. She's an American preacher. I'll link her below if anybody's drawn to her. She's absolutely amazing. And I've totally forgotten what I was going to tell you. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say. Oh my Lord. Journey. What am I talking about? Do you know, it's absolutely gone. I'm really sorry. You weren't meant to know. But I will still link Joyce Myers below. Swan Spirit. Time for a deep dive. So when we're on this ascension journey, we need, before we can manifest what we want, we need to clear out all areas. And that includes not only energetically but physically. So you heard me before saying that I'd found these cards because I was clearing out space, and I was clearing away anything that had just got shoved in drawers, because that absorbs energy, and it's dense energy. And so that's what I was guided to do today when I came home. For me, that is kind of like, it's polishing off everything, you know, it's just titivating all the little areas that I just need to get into alignment as part of the deep dive. You know, I've done the soul work. Not that we can't ever, you know, continue with that. It doesn't mean that you finish it, but I've been doing that. I've made huge leaps with my healing process. And my relationships and my boundaries and my joy and setting my intentions and doing only what makes me happy. And so that's lots of areas, not all areas, but that's lots of areas where I have kind of done that deep dive. And so I just wanted then to start to just tweak any little areas that might need the tweaking for the manifestations to come in. And so Spirit is asking you to do the same as well, to just go deep. You know yourself when, you know, if you're saying something and you might speak out of turn, or you do something that might be not selfish, as in, you know, remembering that I advocate that we mustn't do anything that we don't want to do if it's detrimental for ourselves. But maybe we've been a bit harsh, or we've been a bit selfish, or, you know, just tweak those areas. You know what it is that might not quite sit right with you, and listen to yourself. That's your higher self telling you this is where we need to do the work. So do the deep dive. I'm really sorry about the Joyce Myers thing. You obviously weren't meant to know, but I will link it below, and I'll also put all the other links that I talked about as well. I'm just going to choose one more. I do this, don't I? I'm like, right, we're done now. I'll just do one more. Okay, so this is the Star Codes Astro. What does that say? Entrance to the what? Higher realm. I felt that then. Entrance to the higher realm. Oops, too many, I'm sorry. Just one, please. Or one at once. Right, that's twice now. I'm going to show you this because, oh God, and there's Aquarius. That's me. And we are in the age of Aquarius now. Right, I'll talk about that in a minute, and that's an 11 card. So, I know that didn't jump out, but I saw it twice on the shuffle then. I can't even pronounce that. Colii, no idea what that means, but the point is the root. And if you have deeply grounded roots about knowing who you are, what it is that you want, what it is that you're here for, what your purpose is, you are not going to get swayed, are you? Because you're going to be so deep in the ground that nothing, nobody's opinion, nothing that happens to you, for you, with you, is going to sway you. That's why I wanted to speak to you about that then. And the Aquarius cards. So, you cannot be an Aquarian in this day and age, going into the age of Aquarius, without having a spiritual purpose. I'm going to leave that out there. And anybody wants to know more about it, leave me a message. Namaste to Spirit for channeling through me to get the messages out to the collective. And thank you, collective, for the continued support and subscribes. We are over 100 now. It's amazing. Thank you so much.